Welcome to the Dreamlands. Carrying on with the Artifact Cup 19 quarterfinals. This is going to be game 3 between Artist and Payday. Artist took game 1 and Payday took game 2. Both players with pretty decisive victories, employing very aggressive strategies. Artist with a pretty savage blast drone rush in the first game, and Payday with some very nice aggression. With some heavy LAV play into mass railguns. So pretty darn nice. All right, so game 3, let's do some introductions here and then we will jump right into the action. So, gotta get my bearings here. This is north. So spawning on the north side of Torin Crater is the map this time. It is going to be Artist once again playing as the Knef. And of course his opponent spawning on the south side of Torin Crater. Once again, it is going to be Payday, playing as the Soban forces. So, Soban versus Knef, pretty damn cool matchup. And I'm hoping to see a bit more of a macro game this time around. I haven't watched any of these replays before casting them for these three, so I really don't know what to expect. But after the first short and brutal games, I'm hoping to see a more macro game, and this is definitely the map for it. This map is pretty, I mean, outside of some Knef or Galcian rush builds, which can be pretty difficult to scout and to stop on this map. This map is massive, and so players oftentimes, I've noticed, tend to open macro, open with a heavy econ, and then try to kind of slowly creep out onto the map. So we'll have to see what these two players are doing. This is going to be from Artist's perspective, and he is just getting Sandskimmer Fabrication up, has fully saturated his starting location, does not have Production Cruiser Refinery mode going yet, so that's pretty curious. 2 minutes into the game, and it looks like he was focused on building salvagers, and a lot of them. Two base runners in mid, one from Artifact or Payday and one from Artist, and we do have a single blast drone coming out, I think just scouting here, and a second blast drone in production, so perhaps looking to do a little bit of economic harassment. Oh lord, here we go. There's the second blast drone producing base runner coming through mid, so it looks like a pincer attack. Two blast drones coming through the left side and two through mid. Is it? Yeah, it is. Huh. He saw the ping on the mini-map for the drone and thought it was a unit. So this is a double base runner, not a triple base runner, but a double base runner. Blast drone aggression. Now, I think Payday should be ready for it. I mean, he's seen this build in game 1. Very nice splits. Look at this splits on the salvagers. Literally flawless. Oh man, that was so beautiful. Couple of LAVs also onto the field, but oh god. Oh no. Payday. 4 salvagers go down for 2 blast drones. That is a very good trade. Although if you count the 2 that went down over here with no damage, that's 4 for 4 actually. So pretty much on even keel. Sadly, all of Payday's micro went into these 4 salvagers, and he wasn't able to prevent any damage coming in from his main. He does have 4 LAVs coming out into mid, no upgrades yet, and we still have 4 more blast drones on the map. I think Payday wants to get some AAVs out onto the field as quickly as possible. I think that was his big mistake in the first game. 2 artifacts going to be dropped off for Artist and a single artifact for Payday, so it's nice to see he is staying on top of the artifact game. Looks like he's going to go for a little bit of a counterattack with these 4 LAVs. And as it stands, he could do quite a bit of economic damage. Couple more blast drones coming in back through the center path, but it spotted the preemptive splits on these. He's going to sacrifice 1 salvager and some nicely placed ALMs. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. So two blast drones for a single salvager. That is, oh man, 2 more blast drones for 1 more salvager. So it looks like Payday is slowly but surely evening the odds a little bit. A very nice backstab with these 4 LAVs, and he's actually going to pick up a salvager, maybe 2 salvagers here. And what is Artist going to do? Artist is currently producing a single sand skimmer, but that's not going to be enough. Two salvagers go down, and that's going to force Artist to bring forward his carrier. Payday loses a single LAV, and he's going to pick up yet a third salvager. So I love that play from Payday quite a bit, actually. It can be pretty easy if you're faced with a rush build, like a blast drone rush, to kind of lose your cool a little bit and focus all your units on defense. But a small counterattack like that to do some economic damage to your opponent, to even things up a little bit for any economic damage that you suffer, is very, very good. And I think it's a mistake actually at this point in the game for Artist to keep going all in with these blast drones. He sacrifices 2 to pick up an ALM. Definitely not cost-effective trade. So a pretty strong opener, did some significant economic damage. However, Payday is slowly closing that gap, able to pick up a few salvagers of zone and consistently make Artist waste his blast drones. So I like that. A couple more LAVs coming through mid, doing a little bit of damage onto this one base runner. So I do like it. What is Artist going to do? He does have... Alright, so he just finished getting Production Cruiser Refinery mode. That's pretty good. That's going to allow him to get up to a full strength 2 base economy. And he does have Assault Ship Fabrication finished, but his problem is that he's only got 2 Sand Skimmers on the map. And a couple of blast drones here, so that's definitely not enough. He needs to start building some mid-tier units right away if he wants to stay in this game. Otherwise, Payday has proven that he can... Oh lord, he can lose all of his LAVs to a blast drone. That was a gorgeous hit. But anyway, he's proven that he's able to consistently stay on even keel, even in the face of relentless blast drone aggression. So a third artifact and a fourth artifact, it looks like, are going to make a run for Artist's extraction zone. Payday is going to grab a second. So despite the fact that I would say he's economically ahead right now, he is definitely behind in terms of artifacts, and he wants to get some units onto the field to shut those base runners down. What has he got? So he does... Oh, I can't see his tech. That sucks. Currently he's staying just with LAV fabrication. He doesn't appear to have the carrier production upgrade yet because he's pumping them out one at a time. And look at this. What is Artist doing? He does have a couple of power into missiles. And with a couple of sand skimmers and a few missiles, he might actually be able to take this base runner out and a pretty clutch targeting jammer. Just buying a few extra seconds for that base runner. Scouting drone pops out. Oh, we've got interceptors now. So it was a direct tech blitz to interceptors. This base runner is probably going to go down. I don't know, man. That is going to be damn close. Let's check this out and see what happens. Oh man, it goes down. So damn close. But that's pretty nice play for Artist. I feel like, though, at this point, he was kind of banking a little bit too heavily on that blast drone rush build, which he did in game 1. And once Payday caught wind of it, he knew the correct response. So it's currently sitting at 3-1 in terms of artifacts. That base runner goes down. This one is probably going to go down. Looks like we might have some upgrades. Yeah, we do. We've got armor upgrades for the LAVs. Now a single AAV on the field as well. And how many LAVs? 7 LAVs. So this base runner is screwed. What's going on over here? Another production cruiser. Okay, I like that. But I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So Artist, I think he's banked too much on the blast drone rush doing more damage than it did, unfortunately. So he's moving his carrier in, presumably for a kill, or maybe he's just going to try and snipe a support cruiser and then retreat, which I would prefer to see him do. I don't think he has the necessary power to be able to outright kill Payday's carrier. Oh my. Does he have a siege cruiser in production? I hope that's what that is. And I believe that it is. Yeah, that's a siege cruiser. So pretty sneaky play here. And I like this as well. I do like the fact that Artist has his one of his production cruisers there and one here. Oh man, a nice backstab though coming in from Payday. Oh, what a good play. I'm going to try and keep tabs on all of this action here. What's going on? Payday is probably just lobbing missiles and doing as much damage as he can to, or Artist, pardon me, is lobbing missiles, doing as much damage as he can to Payday's forces, buying some time for that siege cruiser to pop. But at the same time, we have a big backstab here, and this is going to shut down mining completely on this location. I mean, left unchecked, Payday needs to get those units in right now because he can clean up all of Artist's economy right now. Oh, nice. A little bit of anti-air missile batteries hit the field. That's going to shut down those interceptors. And we do have a siege cruiser on the field now. And this is actually pretty bad news for Payday. He's got it rallied back home. I guess he has to. But I mean, does he? No. Alright, there we go. Barrage goes in with the Knef carrier on point, launching missiles directly into the carrier. No other units in production. What a crazy game. Now, if Payday's trying to use his Soban carrier as a combat unit, he's going to be sorely disappointed. It is not going to perform. He needs railguns and lots of them. And sadly, he doesn't have them. So he does have a base runner going for an artifact. But sadly, he doesn't have any units that can counter this. So this might actually be a pretty good play on Artist's part. Pretty ballsy. It's not something I would have done, but it looks like it's working out, actually. And Artist might, believe it or not, take this game. I think Payday had a bit stronger play this game. But Artist is just being pretty ballsy. And look at this. It's actually working. Back on the other side of the map, Payday is clearing up all of Artist's economy. All of his salvagers are gone. Those two production cruisers are toast. So everything is riding on this battle here. And sadly, I just don't see... Okay, Payday finally has a railgun in production, but he's going to need a hell of a lot more than one, and he's going to want to turn his carrier around so that the railgun does not come out the backside directly into the teeth of the Knef carrier's guns. And at this point in the game... Okay, there are two more railguns up here, actually, so 3 railguns. This might actually work. 2 support cruisers on the carrier healing it. Very nice micro for the railguns, bringing them back and tanking damage with the carrier. Oh, but you don't want to tank too much damage because this siege cruiser will just do heinous amounts of damage. Some nice focus fire here, actually. If Payday can actually get rid of this siege cruiser, he might actually be able to do it. But his carrier is dangerously low on health. He's actually going to try and focus the carrier, which is not a terrible idea. Oh my god, a precision bomber though. This is actually a pretty damn epic game, I gotta say. We're just going to watch this entire battle in cinematic mode, because there's nothing better in the world than Deserts of Kharak in cinematic mode. Oh man, all of the railguns have gone down, except for one back here. 2 back here. How the hell did they survive? Huh. What an insane game this is. Here comes that precision bomber. Oh no, that's an interceptor. Yeah, I think I think Artist is going to take it. Oh, he definitely is. Soban carrier is about to go down. There it goes. In a spectacular explosion. So a pretty well-played game. Action-packed. Some pretty darn good plays. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time.